In this video we are going to see all the fertilization events. Okay, before this we will start with sperm structure, how sperm looks. So I'll see sperm structure. If you see it has a head. Okay, then narrow neck structure, then here is middle piece, and then here is tail, the tapering in. Okay, so if you see, this is called as head. What head contains? Head contains a cap-like structure. Okay, so the cap-like structure is called as acrosome. Below this acrosome there is a nucleus. Okay, and below this acrosome, see acrosomal membrane, if you see, this is called as outer acrosomal membrane, and this is inner acrosomal membrane. So on inner acrosomal membrane there is a presence of binding proteins. Okay, and above this acrosome there is actin proteins. Okay, and here is nucleus, slightly elongated nucleus. Then here is your neck, this neck. Okay, neck contains centrioles. It contains two centrioles. This centriole is called as proximal centriole, proximal, and the lateral is called as distal centriole, distal centriole. So what is the function of this centrioles? The centrioles, this proximal centriole is basically, it is mitosis organizing center. So you know, after the ovum they don't contain centrioles, but the sperm contains centrioles. So centrioles are basically, they are involved in spindle fibers formation. So when the sperm fuses with egg and when zygote forms, no, the zygote undergoes division. Okay, you know, the further steps, the cleavage happens. So during this time, the cell division, there's a centriole, proximal centriole, it plays a very important role for spindle fibration, and because of the spindle fibers the mitosis or the cell division takes place. Now the distal centriole is responsible, okay, for it gives rise to axial filament. Now what is axial filament? If you see this, the sperm, how is the movement of sperm? It's a whip like motion. Okay, so it gives the flexibility to the sperm. Okay, sperm movement, it helps in sperm movement. Then here is mitochondria. Here it is called as middle piece. Middle piece, what this middle piece contains? Middle piece contains coil, mitochondria. The mitochondria is coiled and it is surrounded with axial filament. Now axial filament is a cytoskeletal structure that provides mobility to the sperm. Okay, now we have seen all these structures. The important structure is acrosome. Okay, acrosome, what acrosome contains? Acrosome contains some digestive enzymes. So what digestive enzymes it contains? It contains important digestive enzymes that are, the first one is hyaluronidase, okay, and the second one is, wait, I'll write here. These digestive enzymes are, the first is hyaluronidase and the second is zonalysine or acrosine. This is called as zonalysine. Okay, so you know, basically the ovum, it gets surrounded with some jelly coat. Okay, some radially arranged zona radiata. Okay, so when the sperm enters into ovum, it has to penetrate, okay, and into the egg. So that's why it just has to break away all these membranes surrounding the ovum. Okay, so just for this purpose the digestive enzymes, they play a very important role. Now I'll go for the fertilization steps. So if you see this, this is your egg membrane. Okay, egg membrane, this is a egg plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is always surrounded with vitelline membrane. So here is the presence of vitelline membrane. So around this vitelline membrane there is a presence of zona pellucida. So here is zona pellucida, and on this zona pellucida, this is zona pellucida, this is vitelline membrane, this is egg membrane. Okay, on this zona pellucida some receptors are there. Okay, so the receptors, will see the functions later on, but the receptors are there. And surrounding the zona pellucida, there's a presence of corona radiata, like this. Okay, so all these, if you see all these cells, they are glued with the help of hyaluronic acid. Okay, all these cells, they are radially arranged, they are present on the basement of zona pellucida. All um, they are present here on zona pellucida. They are glued, all these cells are glued with the help of hyaluronic acid. So now what happens is, the first step that takes place is, the sperm, when it enters, the first step is called as capacitation. This is called as capacitation. What is the meaning of capacitation? So basically, when the sperm enters into vagina, it enters into cervix, and it swims into uterus. Okay, and it is about to fuse with the egg. Okay, it is about to reach to ampulla. But the egg, if you see the sperm is not that much motile. Okay, so what happens is, when the sperm enters, there are some because of the uterine contractions, and there are some chemicals that are present in female body, that are called as prostaglandins. Okay, so because of this, if you see the sperm, okay, the sperm, they are surrounded with some lipid layer. Okay, so what they do is, uh, because of this enzyme, because of the female chemicals, all these cholesterol, they are called as the cholesterol molecules that surrounds this sperm. So the cholesterol molecules, they are denatured. Okay, and simply only, and it also depolymerizes this plasma membrane of egg, the plasma membrane of sperm. And because, the plasma membrane of sperm gets depolarized, the head, it becomes hyperactive. Okay, the head and the tail, they become hyperactive, and they become competent, okay, to penetrate into egg. So this is called as capacitation. The second step, okay, now the egg, now the sperms has got entered into the ampulla. Okay, so here comes egg, here comes your sperm, here comes your sperm. Okay, now what will happen is, acrosome reaction takes place. What is acrosome reaction? The second is acrosome reaction. Acrosome reaction. So what happens is, if you see, I have already told you that it contains acrosome, that is a vesicle containing digestive enzyme. So if you see the outer part, outer membrane of this acrosome membrane, it fuses with the plasma membrane. Okay, so the structure looks like this. So it fuses, okay, like this, and exocytosis takes place. Means what? It breaks open. It breaks open, and all the enzymes, okay, they get released outside. And because, it contains hyaluronidase, that digest away all these hyaluronic acid. Okay, so that, the sperm can get entry. So all the corona radiata, if you see, they get digested away with the help of hyaluronidase. Okay, now what happens, I have told you, at the outer membrane, it contains some binding proteins here. Okay, and here is the actin protein. So because of this, what happens then is, the actin proteins, polymerization of this actin proteins takes place, and acrosome process, this is called as acrosome process. Okay, it pushes, so these actin proteins, when get polymerized, they pushes this the membrane outside, and a projection is formed. This is called as acrosomal process. On this, you will see all these binding proteins get coated on this acrosomal membrane. Now I have already told you that on this zona pellucida, there is a presence of receptors. So the receptors, they are called as fertilizing receptors. Okay, and right here, they are called as fertilizing receptors. Fertilizing receptors. And these proteins that are present on your sperm, they are called as anti-fertilizing proteins. Okay, so what happens is because of the anti-fertilizing proteins, now it's a compatibility reaction. This is called as compatibility reaction because this reaction is species specific. Species specific means what? If suppose this is a egg membrane of frog, okay, and if suppose the sperms of fish enter here, okay, so fertilization will not take place because because frog's egg receptors will bind with only frog sperms. Okay, so this is a species specific reaction. This is called as compatible reaction. Now when it binds with this, okay, then again it contains some enzyme that is called as acrosine. So it also digests this zona pellucida, and it will come forward like this. Okay, and finally it will touch the egg membrane, okay, of, and if you see it contains a nucleus. Okay, the next step that happens is, as it comes close to the egg membrane, if you know this ovum, okay, the ovum is not still formed. This is secondary oocyte that has got arrested till meiosis 2 metaphase. Okay, so as soon as it touches your egg membrane, it completes its meiosis 2. Okay, it completes its metaphase, and finally ovum with nucleus is there. Okay, and then what happens is, the next step is, now it digests away all the coverings, okay, that surrounds this ovum. It comes closer. Now it shades its tail. Okay, so it shades its tail here, and only the head comes, okay, into egg. And the next step is the fusion takes place, okay, between this female egg membranes. Okay, the egg membrane and sperm membrane, they get fused, and finally the nuclei get fused, okay, and zygote is formed. Finally your zygote is formed. See, now we'll study how the polyspermy is blocked here. You know, after, if suppose millions of sperms they get discharged through semen, and 50% of these um, sperms, okay, they get killed when they come in the contact with the vaginal environment. Most of them killed, and some they get entry, okay, but only one sperm gets entry into egg cell. Okay, not all sperms get entry, only one sperm gets entry into the egg cell. Okay, so for this, how the polyspermy means we are blocking the entry of many sperms into egg. Okay, so how the polyspermy is blocked? So there is a different phenomenon for this. As soon as your sperm enters, okay, and it touches your vitelline membrane, okay, at the same time what happens is, the cortical granules, okay, the cortical granules, they are filled with some secretions, okay, they come to your egg membrane, okay, and exocytosis takes place. Means with they just burst open, and they pour all their secretion into this. Okay, and because of this, what happens is, you see the membrane, it hardens. Okay, and because of this the membrane gets hardened, and this membrane is called as fertilization membrane. Fertilization membrane. Okay, and because of the fertilization membrane, it also absorbs some water, it gets imbibed. Okay, it becomes a thick layer, and if you see it get lifted up. Okay, so here is the egg membrane. So because it absorbs water, it get lifted up from this egg membrane, and the receptors also get detached from the egg membrane. Okay, suppose here is the receptor, they also get detached. So this is how though your sperm enters, because of the thick layer, okay, that is present here, fertilization membrane, it cannot get entry into your egg cell.